While meditating in the silence of the mind, I perceived the awakening of a memory that thrilled me within the boundaries I allowed myself to have in the meditational state. It was a memory from my teenage years that originated from a time when I was in Greece at my uncle's vacation home near the sea. I had just come back from a visit to the beach where I spent a few hours swimming in the sea and enjoying the water element that I so much love. The detail of this memory was when I entered the shower of my uncle's house to wash away the salt of the sea. However, the emergence of the memory was not visual. It was preceded by the invigorating smell of the ocean, the brilliant midday sun, and the deafening song of the cicadas. These sensations are like living in paradise for all people who love the sea and the sun. Now, I feel that I am called back to the sea so that I may virtually stand before my true self and report back what I have learned in my 15-year-long absence from the sea. I will have to provide a full account of my experiences and face the reckoning. I left my home country for 15 years. What did I learn? How did that time transform me? Now I long to go back to the sea, for it sustains my soul. I can lie on the water, allowing it to carry me, to caress me, to nurture me, as if this act of freedom reminds me subconsciously of the time when I was in my mother's womb, enjoying the safety and inherent love of this environment. I hear the muffled sounds of the land-dwelling people and animals, as my ears are partly underwater, while I am aware through my inner senses of the feeling of mystery and boundless expansion underwater. Many people are perfectly adapted to live on land without being inclined to visit the beach. I don't count myself part of this group. I can constantly feel the living ocean as part of my core self. I am a water person. I don't deny it. This is what this memory unlocked inside of myself. It's the awareness of another part of who I am. While I consider myself human first and foremost, a member of the collective of humanity, and a proud citizen of a future united Earth without separate governments, I cannot forsake the special part of me that's Greek. This part is comprised of the sea, the sun, the culture, and the ancient history of this place that's tied to visitors from the stars. I don't feel special myself, although I value and respect my heritage. Blending the past with the future, the detail with the whole, and recognizing the inherent puzzle piece of who and what we are is part of what we need to accomplish in life. Asking, how can I be of service to the whole with what I know so far, should be the main question that forms inside of us while we ponder on our lives. Deciding to be of service is the first step. After struggling with ego and its attachments, a choice is forming inside of us that's grounding and manifesting that decision. A thought of being of service is thus manifested and being acted upon in the eyes of the observer. In my case, understanding my Greek heritage and the philosophical foundation of my being through the genetic transmission of traits from countless parents is coloring my thoughts and actions through a specific cultural lens that is focusing my potential. Other people may have been born to German parents in Germany, Italian parents in Italy, or Irish parents in the United States. It is the culture that's focusing genetic heritage and allowing the beautiful intermingling of all humans, enabling polarization to take place. That's pushing us to recognize that we are all humans by experiencing all opinions, all cultures, and all perspectives, racial or otherwise. Everything is a journey. If we view the journey from an observer viewpoint and not from the viewpoint of an experiencer, we can extract its meaning. As long as the meaning is positive, it will help the individual, and it contains the missing pieces of distilled wisdom that brings the individual closer to unity consciousness. Here is where a decision has to be made to utilize this information in the most practical way that's reflective of the multitude of parts that make up our individual being. This decision doesn't have to be mind-shattering or have geopolitical ramifications. The most important decisions we can make are those about ourselves. Sometimes the decision is easy, but most of the time it is not. The less ego we have, the easier it is. Typically, we struggle with our ego and its attachments until we feel that it's time to make a choice and ground this decision, whatever this decision may be. Until then, the decision will float around in our mental and emotional bodies, waiting for its manifestation. Most importantly, we make choices from the heart. Decisions made with the mind or in the heat of emotion are typically not the correct ones. If the mind says yes, our emotions say yes, and most importantly, our heart says yes, then this is typically the correct choice. From having the memory of a day spent at the beach to reaching this conclusion has been a magical process, and the more I ponder about myself in respect to humanity, the more I find my place objectively from an observer point of view. You might ask yourselves, What was my decision I need to make? I need to get back to Greece as soon as I can and answer the call of the sea. It's time to feel the foundation of my being again. After so much suffering and pain that polarization and consciousness expansion have caused to myself, it's time to surrender to the sea again and feel the liquid bliss of Mother Earth envelop me. Earth doesn't ask, doesn't judge, and doesn't need to know to love us, just like a mother. She is allowing love to flow as freely and as much as it is needed, for there is no shortage of unconditional love in the universe. All humans are my brothers and sisters, and they can all help me on my own spiritual path. We are all connected. In turn, I can help other humans on the spiritual path. We all learn through each other and with each other, whether we know it or not. I will continue to teach whenever I can, and I will learn whenever I can. Mitakuye o yasin, all my relations. The Lakota people of North America have always known this. I will present more of my affinity with the Lakota people in another episode of this podcast.